Okay, welcome to my first video here on my new YouTube channel. My name is Delphina and I'm very excited that I finally opened my own YouTube channel. I've been dreaming of it since over a decade, but I've always been either too shy or didn't know what to talk about, and I tried it during the pandemic once already, but it was about the topic illustration, which I was into back then. So it didn't quite work out well. So this time I'm trying to not niche down already. But the first video is, of course, dedicated to photography. And maybe, as you can read in the title, I've been in the south of France at the Côte for a week, and I fell in love with one specific recipe and was using it for the whole trip, for the whole week in 3 different cities. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Currently, I just realized I'm very much into classic negative. It's, for me, in my opinion, it's the best simulation that is built in the Fujifilm cameras. So yeah, I was shooting a lot of classic negative based recipes in the past months, but because of the trip that was coming up to France, I thought maybe a classic chrome based recipe would be better, just because it's more soft, and I also always use a black mist filter, so I thought maybe it will suit better. So I always loved the website fujifilmsimulations.com. It's a collection of different kinds of recipes from Fuji photographers all around the world. So I love that site. And I was looking for new recipes. I actually found a lot of beautiful recipes, but again, most of them were actually classic negative based. So it is what it is. I just stuck to it. So I picked a few out, and before my trip, I kept 2 classic ones. So I kept my A-Cross black and white recipe in it, and I kept the Fujicolor Gold 100 or Fujicolor 100 Gold. It's actually one of the best recipes that you can have if you shoot with a Fujifilm camera, in my opinion, because it's a recipe that never disappoints you. You can shoot with it daytime, nighttime, in a cafe, somewhere else, like, I don't know, bad light, good light. It just always looks beautiful, in my opinion. It's not too nostalgic, but it still gives you a little filmy vibe. I love it. It's a perfect combination, in my opinion. So these 2 recipes I kept on. And then I put 4 other recipes in. One of it is called Ivory, which I put here somewhere. And this recipe was so beautiful. I tested all my recipes in the plane, because what else do we do in the plane? We always take photos, right? So I played around with all the recipes I had saved, and Ivory was the one that stuck out the most to me. Also color-wise, the vibes, the aesthetics. So when we landed, I took some test shots at the airport to see how it's working with light, with objects, with trees, buildings, people, and I really enjoyed it a lot. So I just kept it on and wasn't even thinking about it anymore. And after arriving in the hotel, me and my mom went to the promenade, and we were so blessed. It was golden hour. It was like 4 p.m. around, and it was so beautiful. And I haven't seen a sunset for such a long time, because here in Berlin, it's often, during winter time, it's anyways a little bit more difficult to see a sunset. But yeah, I was so excited. It was so beautiful. I took out my camera and was click, 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 and tried to take a lot of nice photos. Unfortunately, some of you that maybe follow me on Instagram, you maybe have heard that I have an issue that on some of my photos appeared a black dot, so maybe a dust dot or something like that. I still haven't checked that, but I think maybe I have cleaned it. I don't know, but yeah, don't be surprised that at some photos there's like a dust dot. I can't change it because I always post all my photos basically straight out of the camera. I don't edit anything. So yeah, this is just as a side note. And yeah, the photos turned out so beautiful. I'm so excited. Usually we as creative people, we usually are our biggest critic. So I was surprised that this time I really was so in love with the photos I took, and I felt that they had a certain magic in it. I don't know how else to explain it. Maybe also because the trip was so, the vacation was so important, but also beautiful. Maybe this adds to it in addition. But yeah, I loved the photos. I hope I can share also some more on Instagram. And also, funny story, Insta is really mean sometimes. So during my vacation, I took a few days off, so I wasn't posting anymore every day. But before I was posting daily. And then when I came back home and I wanted to push the first photos and post, some so I can share with you. And I noticed the reach, the engagement, the reach, it was all going down, but like extremely going down. And my followers barely see any of my new posts, which was kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, the algorithm cycle threw me out, so I have to work my way back into it again. But yeah, I'm still glad. Still, a lot of people were also commenting and reaching out to me through DMs how they enjoyed my photos, and this is always the best compliment. And I'm always very happy if we can share our creative journey together, if we can inspire each other. So thank you for that. Thank you for that, of course. And so yeah, anyways, back to the topic of the video. So I spent 1 week at the Côte d'Azur and was using only the recipe called Ivory. I took my Fuji X-T30 with me, and I had two lenses with me, the classic one, the 1855, and my bigger lens, the 18-135. I often took my bigger one with me just because I know myself. I know that sometimes when you walk around, and I think many photographers can maybe relate. Sometimes you walk around and you see something even from far away, and it captures your attention, and you really want to capture that scene, that frame. You have maybe as a photographer, sometimes you have a vision. So I usually took my bigger lens with me because I just know myself that I very often actually see interesting scenes from far away. So I can't always run with my camera to the scene because often it's already passed. So I was very happy with taking my X-T30 with me instead of the X106, and that I also took my bigger lens. I know that many photographers prefer a wider lens or like a prime lens. So I also love my X106 a lot. If I'm here in the city, in Berlin, and I take photos with the X106, I'm very happy. It's amazing. You can take great street photography shots. And it is a great travel camera. I will do another video where I can talk about both cameras, but just to sum it up, it is a great camera, but I was very happy that I took my X-T30 with me. So I was so I was able to zoom in into situations from far away. And yeah, so if you know my Instagram, you know that you know my kind of art of photography. You know that I love to capture close-ups, that I love to be nearby a situation. And yeah, so I was very happy with that. Yeah, what else? So the recipe, ivory, the recipe was great. I tested it like in all kinds of situations. So yeah, so it was very nice. I'm very happy with the recipe. You can let me know in the comments what you think of the look, of the aesthetic. In my opinion, it has the perfect amount of warm tones, but still gives you this authentic film aesthetic. In my opinion, I mean, I'm not shooting I'm not shooting film photography. I'm not shooting film photography, so I'm not an expert, but it definitely gives me off some authentic, vintage, like film photography vibes. But you can let me know if you disagree or if you agree. So yeah, I was also trying the video function. How do you call it? Video feature function, like the video thing. I tried it, and I was very happy with it. I mean, I love the quality of the videos. Of course, I think the camera does not has image stabilization, but I'm not sure. I know that the X106 has the stabilization thing, but I don't think the XT30 has it. And the thing is, I wasn't sure if I want just to take static video clips or if I also want to have dynamic ones where I'm walking, maybe where I'm zooming in. So you can definitely see when I'm walking and taking a video with this camera, it is very shaky. So it can, like, it depends if you like it or not. But for the static ones, it was very nice. I mean, I have sometimes shaky hands, but it's still, I feel like the videos turned out good and the quality was very nice. The colors were beautiful. So I also took all the colored videos. I took also with the ivory recipe, and then I took some black and white video clips. Yeah, so that's about it. That's what I first mainly wanted to share about, that I found this recipe, I fell in love with it, and I used it for a whole week in Nice, in Cannes, and in Monaco. I was also so excited that I finally got to see Monaco. Yeah, let me know if you ever been to the Côte d'Azur and if you ever visited Monaco. It was so beautiful there. I also took a lot of photos. It was also funny because we wanted to go on the sightseeing bus tour. It was so exhausting. It was an exhausting story, but I took very beautiful photos and also some video clips, which I will also share soon on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me there too. And yeah, maybe in the next video I will see if I will either maybe compare my experience with the Fuji X-T30 and the X106. Let me know if you're interested, or maybe I will talk about just in my current favorite Fuji recipes. I will see. Maybe some of you can give me feedback. This is still very like amateur, like, I'm sorry. So I'm filming now with my phone. I just have to, get into it and understand how to edit videos, what to put in, and etc. etc. So I'm just taking it step by step. So I hope from video to video it will get a little bit better, and I hope I caught your interest and maybe could inspire you with something. and we can exchange ideas, or so it was very exciting. Now I'm happy I finally just did it, because we usually overthink everything, and we want to perfectionize everything. So for me it was now important to just go for it, do it, and spring into the cold water, and then throughout the time I hope I can improve the video quality, the video style, etc. So yeah, bear with me, this is my first video, so I hope you still enjoyed it, and make sure to like this video, to follow me, and to leave me maybe something in the comments, and we can connect also on Instagram. And yeah, so I hope it was good for the first try, and we see us in the next video. Bye!